Hey guys, how are you all? Hope you are well. So sorry about the wait to get started. We were just finishing up the role plays. I know we're still waiting for some students, but for now, I hope you're all well online. I see Min, Valeria, Clayton, Julian, Jose, Fernando. Okay, so I hope you're good. So let's get into the class, and then we'll come back to the role plays because we're still waiting for some people. So if you remember, we've been talking this week about tourism, about places, and telling people where we recommend where they should visit, and what we can do, what we have to do, with visas and everything else. So we last looked at should I go there? We looked at Antarctica. Someone wrote an article about Antarctica. And today we're here, a holiday in South America. So when you go on a holiday, how do you choose your holiday? Do you look at YouTube videos, travel books, videos? Do you talk to people about the place? Do you go to a travel agent and get the brochure, the book about the place? Do you go to a website? I mean, how do you find out information about a place before you go there? So for me, YouTube. I think I always, especially now, not before, but now I watch YouTube videos. So for example, if I want to go to, let's just say my next holiday is in Portugal. So, I'll watch like 10 best places to visit in Portugal. So I'll watch a video like that, or, Portugal travelers tips, 10 most amazing places in Portugal. So that's what I do. I watch a YouTube video. But how about you? How do you find information about the destination, the place that you're traveling to before you travel? What do you do? Do you read online? Do you watch YouTube videos? What do you do? Instagram. Okay, nice. Because you can find lots of posts and photos, people taking real photos. Yeah. Okay, Instagram. Anything else? Google Map. Yes, good. So you see the place. Yep. Find out like where your hotel is. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You could see Google Map. Okay, so you can put whatever way that works for you. For me, it was YouTube videos, but a long, long time ago, we didn't have, it wasn't very popular to go watch a video on YouTube about a country. So we went to a travel agent. That's a place where you buy the ticket, your flight ticket, and then you can look at the book. So I remember I used to get the book and yeah, but now it's easy. You just go to YouTube and wherever. Yes. Yeah, we have videos, reading, you can read something. You can see people posting their own videos on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. So we're lucky today. We've got more ways.
TikTok.
TikTok? Yes, especially TikTok. Lots of little short real life videos. Yeah. Okay, let's listen to two friends talking about a holiday. And then we're going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's listen to a short little audio.
Track 106, Unit 11D. That looks interesting. Yes, it's a holiday brochure. Oh, really? Yes. I've got a month in South America, so I looked at it. I went last year. It's an amazing part of the world. I went on a cruise all the way from Brazil to Argentina. You should go. Yes, but I'm interested in the wildlife. How about visiting the Andes? That was part of my bus tour in Chile. But the disadvantage is that there are lots of other people with a bus tour. I like travelling on my own. But the advantage is that you see more with a tour guide. And you visit places other tourists don't normally go to. Maybe you're right.
Okay,
Can I make a suggestion? If you have a month, why don't you go on a tour for 2 weeks? And then you could travel on your own afterwards. Actually, that's a really good idea.
okay, let's listen one more time.
Track 106, Unit 11D. That looks interesting. Yes, it's a holiday brochure. Oh, really? Yes. I've got a month in South America, so I'm looking at places to go. I went there last year. It's an amazing part of the world. I went on a cruise all the way from Brazil to Argentina. You should go on that. Yes, but I'm interested in the wildlife. How about visiting the Andes? That was part of my bus tour in Chile. But the disadvantage is that there are lots of other people with a bus tour. I like travelling on my own. But the advantage is that you see more with a tour guide. And you visit places other tourists don't normally go to. Maybe you're right. Can I make a suggestion? If you have a month, why don't you go on a tour for 2 weeks? And then you could travel on your own afterwards. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Okay, so which of the things in exercise 1 did she look at? Did she look at a travel website, video about places? A what, sorry? Advice from family and friends? She was looking at a holiday brochure. So a holiday brochure is like a little book. So for example, Portugal, I'll show you what it looks like for Portugal. It's just a book. You know, it's like a book and you open it and it has like information about the place. It's just a book. It's like these. You see them at the flight places. So that's what she was looking at. A holiday brochure. It's a book that has information about the hotels, places to go, what to do, activities, sightseeing. It's a book, a brochure, same thing. Okay, which countries in South America do they mention? Yeah.
Argentina.
Argentina and Chile, yes.
Chile.
Chile, yeah.
Okay. Chile.
Brazil, Argentina, and Chile, yes. So mention means what did they talk about? What did they say? Which countries did they talk about? Did they say? Did they mention? And what type of holiday does one person suggest at the end? Now remember, suggest means to give your advice, to give what you think is good. You're suggesting to someone what you think is a good thing to do. What type of holiday? Cruise was one. Sorry, cruise. Bus tour. Yep, bus tour. Yeah. A wildlife tour as well. She talks about doing a wildlife tour. Traveling on your own. After traveling on your own, she says. Okay, let's listen again now that we kind of know the conversation a little bit better. And as a second time when we listen, we've got the script in number 3. So now you can fill in the conversation. So the script just means the conversation. So let's also do number 3. We'll listen again and fill in number 3.
Track 106, Unit 11D. That looks interesting. Yes, it's a holiday brochure. Oh, really? Yes. I've got a month in South America, so I'm looking at places to go. I went last year. It's an amazing part of the world. I went on a cruise all the way from Brazil to Argentina. You should go on that. Yes, but I'm interested in the wildlife. How about visiting the Andes? That was part of my bus tour in Chile. But the disadvantage is that there are lots of other people with a bus tour. I like travelling on my own. But the advantage is that you see more with a tour guide. And you visit places other tourists don't normally go to. Maybe you're right. Can I make a suggestion? If you have a month, why don't you go on a tour for 2 weeks? Then you could travel on your own afterwards. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Okay, let's check it. So number 1, Shirley. Yeah, you should go on that. So just remember, you have to say it a little bit stronger. So I went on a cruise all the way from Brazil to Argentina. You should go on that too. So I need to stress the you because I'm really showing like you should do that too. You should go on that. Number 2, Italo.
I am there in the
Yes, but I'm. So remember, it's spelt that way. So we need to say I'm. Yes, but I'm interested in the wildlife. So she agrees. Okay. She agrees, but she says, but I'm interested in the wildlife. She wants to see the animals of the country, not just be on a boat, on a cruise. So a cruise is like a boat in the water. She wants to see the animals, the wildlife. Number 3, Lewis. No? That's okay. Sebastian. Yeah, so how about, so another way, how about visiting the Andes? So when we tell someone what we think, when we want to give them a plan or an idea, we say, how about we go to the beach? How about we stay home? How about, it just means like, what do you think? Hey, Gustavo, welcome. So how about is giving someone a plan or an idea. You start the sentence with how about? How about we do this? Maybe it's the same in Spanish. You say, why not? Do you say like, ¿por qué no? Whatever, maybe. So it's kind of like that. It's how about we do this? Let's do this. It's the same as saying, let's go to the beach. Let's go somewhere. How about? So how about visiting the Andes? Like, what do you think? Do you like to visit the Andes? What about doing that? That's what it means. Number 4, Juanita. Disadvantage. Yeah, but the disadvantage, but the bad thing. Disadvantage means the bad thing. But the negative is that there are lots of other people with a bus tour. Number 5, Adriana. Yeah, but the advantage, the good thing, guide. Yeah, but the guide. But the good thing, that's what it means. The good thing is that you see more with a tour guide because they will take you places. They know where to go. They will tell you information about the place. That's a good thing, but the good thing, the advantage. 6, Jose.
Teacher, hello. ¿Escuchas? Hello.
Yes, number 6. Did you get the words for number 6?
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right. That
Right.
means I agree. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right.
7, Andres 2. No, maybe Min. Valeria. Santiago. Clayton, number 7. Suggestion. So remember the U is like an up. Suggestion. So the U is like an sound. Suggestion. Can I make a suggestion? That means, can I tell you what I think? Can I tell you my idea? Can I make a suggestion? And the last one, number 8. Maybe Gustavo, you weren't here. Jessica, did you hear the full conversation? Good idea. Yeah. Actually, that's a really good idea. Yeah. Okay, so when we suggest, we have a subject and we use the word should and then the verb. So usually we say you. The subject usually is you. You know, you should, if someone is tired, you say you should get some rest. If someone is sad, you'd say, well, you should make some friends. You should go out. You know, you should travel. If someone is, so usually to a problem, we suggest, we give ideas. That's what suggesting means. It means giving what you think, giving what you feel, giving what you think to someone. Your ideas, your thoughts. So you should, whatever action. So for example, you should go there on a holiday. It's beautiful. How about? So remember in our conversation earlier, how about? It's very similar to saying, what about? You can put the action. So for example, maybe we're bored. We don't have anything to do. Well, how about going to the beach? What about going for a drive? How about watching a movie? We can also use can. So if you want, you can come to my house. If you want, we can go to the beach. So I'm giving someone an idea. We can watch a movie. We can play video games. We can sing, whatever. We can go for dinner. Well, you have to give someone an idea. Only if your friend said, oh no, I'm sick, I can't go to work. He said, well, I can go to do your job. I can work for you. Because you remember, you're giving someone an idea to a problem that they have. So someone's got to have a problem. Maybe they're sick. Maybe they're not happy. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they're going through a problem. So we're going to give them an idea. We're going to give them what we think. So this is how we give them what we think. Why don't you go on a trip? Why don't you download whatever? Why don't you watch a movie tonight? Hey, how are you? So why don't is another good one. And could, very similar to can. So you could watch a movie. You could go to the beach. You could take vitamin A. And when we respond, we could say yes or no. Depends what they're telling us. We could say yes. But if I don't agree, then I say but. Or I could say, but the bad thing is that it's expensive. But the good thing is that it's with a tour guide. Maybe you're right. That's a good idea. Okay, so lots of ways to look at when we suggest, when we tell someone what we think they should do. what we think is a good idea. Okay, let's go to the image. I can see that there's a picture here. Some festival. Let's match these words with the sound that we hear in the exercise. So I'll play the audio.
Track 107, Unit 11D. Up. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
That's it. 3 sounds. Ah, ooh, ooh. Okay, let's play the next audio. Well, that didn't help.
Track 108, Unit 11D. Could. Cruise. Bus. You. Should. But. Love. Book. Food.
So I think what's that showing is that some words with the vowel sound, so for example, could is a could. That's also the same sound as could, should. Yeah, book. Could, but should. Yep, so they have the same sounds. So this OU is a could, should, ook, could, should, book. And the next pronunciation was cruise, you, food. Yeah. So crew, you, food. So you could see different letters, U, I, O, U, and O, O makes the same sound. So this sound is I'll say it's like an O sound. Cruise, you, food. The next sounds were remember I said the U is like an at, so us, bus, but, love. So us, but, and here it's like an A sound. So it's an A sound. This was an O sound. And this one was a it's hard. D. Yeah, it's hard. It's got these symbols. So it's hard really to pick what kind of letter it would sound like for the first one. But these ones are a little bit easier. If you remember the O, cruise, you, food, it's like an O. but then an A sound for bus, but, la, love. See how it sounds like an A? Love. Okay, so that was pronunciation. So let's read about these people and discuss the best type of holidays for them. So we've got Gary. Gary has 2 weeks holidays. He's going to have 2 weeks. He loves traveling, but he doesn't like crowded cities. He doesn't like busy places. So what do we think we can give him an idea? We could tell him, well, Gary should go camping in the mountains. That would be a good idea. Where there are no people. We could say, how about you take a cruise trip around the world? Gary should go to the Maldives. Sorry, I always mispronounce that. Maldives.
Maldives.
Yes, Maldives. So he could go to the Maldives where he can go diving, snorkeling, and scuba diving. Gary could go to a beach resort where it's very quiet. Okay, so before we move on, I want you to write one sentence about giving advice, giving suggestion to what do you think Gary could, should. You've got lots of ways to make a sentence. So pretend you're talking to Gary. So you should go somewhere. How about going fishing? What about traveling to the country? He can, you could, why don't you? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways to make a suggestion for Gary. So we're only doing the first one. So I'll give you 1 minute. Make a suggestion for Gary. He's got 2 weeks holiday. So remember, you don't want to tell him to go to, for very long, somewhere where you need more time. It's only 2 weeks. I mean, you could go to Europe 2 weeks. But he doesn't like crowded places. So come up with an idea for Gary. I'll give you 2 minutes to make a sentence. So make sure you follow one of these sentences for Gary. And online, if you have your sentence, you can say it anytime or write it in the chat box.
Okay.
Cool. So I'll give you 2 minutes for Gary. Okay, so let's have a look. So what sentence do you have? Yes, Juanita. So why don't you go on a what? On a in a hotel. So why don't you go to a hotel for adults only? Where? In yep. X. Yeah. Ah, okay. I'll just now. Ah, okay. So in a for adults only at I'll just write at a hotel in Mexico. So yeah, because he's got 2 weeks, he doesn't want it crowded. So why don't you go to a hotel for adults only? In Mexico. Yeah, because at the hotel there's you got to make sure the hotel has swimming pool, something that he can do because he's got 2 weeks, so he's only going to be in the hotel. Ah, it's a resort. Nice. Okay, so why don't you go to, we can put the name here. How do I write to X? T hotel. So which is a resort for adults only in Mexico.
Yeah.
Actually, that's good. It will have everything for him. Good idea. So usually try and say the name first, and then when you want to explain what it is, say which is. So why don't you go to somewhere and then explain it, which is whatever it is, which is a resort for adults only. I might put Mexico. It's nice to connect Mexico here. So why don't you go to Xcaret Hotel in Mexico, which is a resort for adults only. Perfect. 2 weeks. It's a resort. Everything is there. I think that's a good idea. So why don't? Good. If you want, you could have said, how about you go to, or you should go to Xcaret Hotel, or you can, or you could, or why don't? How about, what about? So that is good. That has all the holiday. I think that's probably the best option. That's going to be a hard one for the next person because I kind of like this one. 2 weeks, adults only. So he'll enjoy, not too crowded. And it's got everything in the one place. He's only got 2 weeks, so he can't be traveling many places. 2 weeks, one place, that's good. Any online? You can type it in the chat box. Anyone else that wants to tell me their one for, yes, Gustavo?
Go to the beach this weekend because the weather will be good.
He's got 2 weeks holiday. We're not talking about just this weekend. He's got 2 weeks holiday and he needs an idea. So you only said this weekend. What about next week? So you've got to find something that he can do for 2 weeks. It's not crowded. And yeah, like this one is very good. The hotel in Mexico, adults only. It's a resort. I mean, it has many things. A resort means there's many things to do there, activities and stuff. So I don't like this idea because he's got 2 weeks. Yeah. Do you have another suggestion? No? Anyone else? Yes? Lewis, did you have one first? I'll go Lewis and then Jonathan.
Go to the
To where? To the... To where? How do I spell it? Yep. You could go to...
the farm after the show of this month.
No, he's got 2 weeks holiday.
Okay.
This is just for the day. No.
Okay.
So again, a lot of people are getting stuck with doing an idea for one day, you know, going to a park, going to a beach. That's only for one day. He's got 2 weeks. He wants to go somewhere. You have to give him a holiday. Lewis, did you have, yeah?
you can go to New Zealand if you want.
You can go to New Zealand? Yeah, you can go to New Zealand and because it's so vast. Yeah, you can go to New Zealand, maybe give him activities and, you know, you can go to New Zealand. It's quiet, yet so vast. Is that what you said? Vast, like big. Yeah, so it's a big place, but yet so big. It's quiet there and it's so big. Yeah, you could go to New Zealand. You could. Yeah, that's a good idea. 2 weeks. New Zealand is only a couple of hours away. He could spend 2 weeks there. It's not very busy, New Zealand, and it's a huge, you know, very vast. There's many places that he can go out and do things. So yeah, that's a good idea for 2 weeks. Last one for Gary. Yes, Clayton.
Teacher,
Yep. How about yes. How about visiting the mountains of Nepal? Good. How about visiting the mountains of Nepal? Good. I don't think that's crowded. It's a quiet, his 2 weeks, it's enough time to go there, come back. Yeah, good idea. So you can see how my response is good idea. So you're giving someone an idea. Was that Jose?
yes, you
Yes.
can eat pizza
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
or coal or coal or coal
Or what?
or coal or you coal.
I don't like the pizza because we're not giving him a plan for one day, one night, dinner. We're giving him a plan for 2 weeks.
Okay, you can visit
Yeah.
the river.
Which river?
River
Which
or
one? But it's nice to tell someone exactly which one.
the river.
In South Australia, you can visit the Murray River. I can pick one in Australia, in South Australia, if you want. You can visit the Murray River.
Okay.
That's in South Australia, yes.
Or you could visit,
Yeah.
you could visit the mountains, Adelaide.
Yes, the Adelaide Hills. The Adelaide Hills. Yeah, so you don't really need to repeat the same verb. That's why we use or, so that you don't have to repeat the same verb. So you can visit the Murray River. You can visit the Murray River or stay, because in the Adelaide Hills you can hire a little cottage place or stay
Okay.
up in the Adelaide Hills. Because it's got
Okay.
2 weeks, so we don't want to just say you can visit, because that means one day you go there, but you can stay. You can
And
stay up in the Adelaide Hills. Good idea.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. So you don't need to repeat the same verb. You can visit the Murray River or stay up in the Adelaide Hills, or stay, if you want, in a cottage in the Adelaide Hills. That's nice and quiet. It's not crowded. Very good. I like that idea. So remember, do not repeat the verb. That's why we have the word or. Especially because it was the same verb, visit. I mean, I went for stay here. Even visit, you could take a cruise. Maybe you could take a cruise. You could take a cruise of the Murray River. I know one of my friends, she did that. I think they had a cruise for maybe a week or something. It was on the Murray River, which is in South Australia. So you can take a cruise of the Murray River or stay in a cottage in the Adelaide Hills. Good. So I hope you guys are understanding that you really need to look at the time. So he's got 2 weeks. You have to give a plan that's for 2 weeks, not just for one day. Let's do the next one. Nigella is a student. So you got to remember there's a reason why they're telling you this. It means she doesn't have much money. So you can't tell her to go to Europe or, to Paris. She's a student, so she doesn't have much money. She has 3 months in summer, but she doesn't have much money. So what idea do you suggest for her? So remember, 3 months, that's a long time. So we can't just say, go to the river, go to the museum. 3 months. What do you think is a good idea for her? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes again to think of a plan for Nigella. As you do that, I'll give you some other options that we had here. So we had some people say Nigella should go backpacking in the country. Yeah, 3 months backpacking. What about staying with a homestay family in another country? That's a good option. What about staying with a homestay family? Because she doesn't have much money, so she can maybe do some work for a place, and she could stay with a homestay family or study overseas for 3 months. So what are your suggestions? If you have finished, then read the next one about Dorothy and Frank. Okay, for Nigella, I'm going to ask someone who hasn't had a shot. Edward, do you have one for Nigella? No? Yeah, she's nice. She should drive. I'll just quickly, she should drive along the coast of Australia and stay in hostels. Yes, because she doesn't have much money. Good. Yeah, work. Yeah. And work as she travels. Some people, they do that. They move from one place to another, but they work for a small time. Exactly. Yes. So she should drive along the coast of Australia and stay in hostels and work as she travels. Yeah. Yeah, while she works and travels. Yeah, that's good. 3 months. That's a lot of time. And 3 months, she can see all of Australia, I think, around the whole coast. Italo?
Yeah. Ela can visit the Botanic Garden.
For 3 months,
Ah,
she would sleep there. No,
no,
nah, she's got 3 months.
no.
It's, yeah, I know. I mean, not really.
Ela loves.
Yeah, but no, that's something you do in one day and that's it, you know, like 1 day or 2 days, but it's not for 3 months. She can visit
The beach.
for 3 months. No.
Some places.
Yeah,
1
so
week, for example, 1 week, ela
yeah,
can visit some beaches in Adelaide.
yeah.
Or the second week, she can visit the museum.
So okay, but that's hard because you're giving lots of every week one option. You need something. Yeah, I know. She can't do much. But yeah,
Maybe can
she could work. Yeah. You could say she could. So this is a hard one because it's 3 months but little money. So what can you do? Who hasn't had a shot? Did you have one, Sebastian? Sebastian? No. Oh, sorry, Sebastian. Santiago. Yes, sorry, Santiago. No, that's okay. Yeah, because I'm sure she could. Yeah, Nigella should visit when VE. Swella. The U here. Where? So Venezuela, good, because I'm sure she could find places that are not expensive and she could stay there. Yeah, because she does have money, but just not much. Yes, yes, Venezuela or Bali. Yes, it's so she could visit or she should, she can, doesn't matter, they're all the same. Bali, because it's cheap, because it's affordable. Yeah. That's good. Good options for 3 months. Good time. She can do voluntary work. Yep, she can do voluntary work. Yeah, that's an experience for 3 months. In another country, maybe, because in Australia, it's not really a holiday then. She can do voluntary work in another country. Yeah. And at the same time, she can see places, get experience. Okay, good. The last one, Dorothy and Frank. So now we're talking about two people are in their 60s. So you got to remember, we can't give them any plan. They're old people. They're older people. They don't work anymore and they have lots of free time. They never travel when they were young. They never traveled. So they've got money because they're retired. They've got time. What do you think? How many? Lots of free time. So some examples, Dorothy and Frank could visit Europe and take short trips from one country to another. They could take 1 or 2 hours flights. Dorothy and Frank, how about you go on a cruise trip? Yeah, because they've got lots of time, they've got money, they've got, yeah, how about you go on a cruise trip? We can tell them that. They should see local sites in Adelaide and make a plan to travel around South Australia. Yeah. So they should travel around South Australia. Really, maybe around Australia. Dorothy and Frank should take a cruise trip. How about, yeah, so we've got that. What is...
Because there will be a lot of emotions there.
Emotional experience. Yes. Yeah, they could experience a little bit dangerous for them, but they could, you know, yeah, or yeah, yeah, they could. So they could visit places like, some people go to Africa, Afghanistan. Where? Disneyland? Yeah, I like that one better. They could visit, many people of all ages go. They could visit Disneyland. Yeah, they've got money, they've got time, and stay in a resort. And stay in a resort. Okay, good. So that's how we give suggestions, what we think someone should do. Online, if you had any, you can put them in the chat. Now, what we're going to do is something interesting for number 6. I'm going to pick someone and you're going to say a problem. Like, for example, you know, I have 1 week holidays, or maybe I have Friday off. Maybe you just have 1 day. So you're going to tell us how much time you have a holiday, and we're going to give you an idea. So, for example, Edward, tell us how much time you have holiday. So we're going to pretend that you're going to tell us that you have a holiday. How long do you have a holiday for? Yeah. You never have holiday? Saturday, Sunday? Yeah. So on the weekend, you're free? Okay, so Edward has the weekend off. That means he's free. What can we suggest for him to do? So what can we tell Edward? Well, you could, if you want, now you could say, Italo could say, well, you could go to the beach. Yeah. No, we have to tell you. So who wants to tell Edward some ideas? So Edward says, hey guys, I have the weekend off. Gustavo? Yeah, exactly. Edward should go to the museum. Yeah. What do you reckon? Good idea? Yeah, good idea. Anyone else? Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Edward should go to the gym. Get fit. So no, bad idea. Well, that's good. Alina, sorry, Shirley, do you have a idea for Edward? He's got the weekend off. So he's got Saturday and Sunday free. What do you think he should do? Remember, how about, what about, Edward should, Edward can, Edward could. Yes, perfect. That's good. So Edward should go camping with his friends. Yeah. For the weekend, Friday and Saturday. That's good time. Yeah. So that's how we give ideas and suggestions. Any other who hasn't had a shot to have a chance to give a sentence?
How about sleeping and watching?
How about sleeping?
Watching.
Yes. How about, we say in English, how about catching up on sleep and watching movies? Yeah, perfect. There you go. So we say in English, catching up on sleep, because usually in our week, we're very busy. We don't get much sleep. So how about catching up on sleep and watching movies? That's good, because he's got the weekend. Yeah. And Edward said perfect. Online, did anyone not have a go to say something? Julian, Min, Valeria, Andres too. No? Okay, so let's finish here and have a break. Now, when we come back from the break, we're going to be doing the role plays. So if you remember, I've started to write your I've started to correct your English. So you can have a break. When we come back, we'll then perform the role plays and look at the English, because I've written for you. I think I've checked everyone's. So you could check your script. That means your words, what you need to say, and prepare it together, ready to perform up on stage. So who wasn't here to do this? I think Italo, Santiago, yesterday, were you here? Santiago, you already have a group? Italo, who else? Gustavo, you weren't here? Were you here yesterday? No? Italo, who else wasn't here? Okay, so Italo and Gustavo in the break. And me, I know. One day I will do it. I know. I wish. I have to mark some more tests in that time. Yeah, I know. One day I will do one with you. Maybe as a big. Oh, thank you. Thank you. One day I will. But for now, Gustavo and Italo, you can do one together. So you remember a role play? Yeah. So you can create any story that you want and upload it on Facebook, and I'll correct the English for you. It's the first post, role plays. So remember, it's speaking. So you're going to show us a story. Yeah. So I know only 2 people because everyone is in a group. Yeah, everybody else is in a group. Okay, so that could be another group. So prepare it before the break, after the break, before the end of the break. But everyone else, you've got your writing up there so you can check it, make sure your English is correct. Because when you come up, you should be very ready. Okay, so let's have a break. And when we come back, we're going to watch some role plays and continue with our book next time. So online, I'll see you in 30 minutes.
Okay, teacher, gracias. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you all have groups? I think Jose, your group, you had a group, Jose?
No, teacher. You didn't? I am sick. I'm sick.
If you want, you can work with Gustavo and Italo just to write it together if you want. It could help with your English. But if you don't feel too well, you don't have to.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
It's up to you. But contact Gustavo or Italo now to talk about it if you want. If not, you can come back and watch the people do their role plays. Okay, see you soon. We'll come back soon. Okay, but who would like to go first to present their role play, their group role play? Any team that would like to go first? Yes? Okay, let's watch. So I hope you looked at the English that I did in the, yeah? So make sure you looked at the new English one and let's watch. So the first team that we have is Juanita, Clayton, and Sylvia. Sylvia. Okay, so let's watch.
It is a story about a bad woman who learning agriculture. It is a start on a beautiful summer day. Jessica visits her friends the afternoon and next shopping mall. She was excited to buy the new clothes and maybe find something special for her best friend, Sophia's birthday. Jessica was known in all the stories for her bad acting. She thought she was aware that the saleswoman she knew that no place would accept to her so she entered a new story to get friends gift and she said, "Hello, I need some help."
The saleswoman and Sarah come to her. She has a very friendly girls and the best employee in the place. Jessica told the woman a lot of negative things about her image and the way the other shops hold, hold not her.
Wouldn't?
Was yes, Pauli.
That origin has to lead to every big foreign. Taki no oni should be creating what South wa and the art event avenue should be respected. Jessica and Ingrid left Doki religion South no on weather to attend to be the cause of his attitude. He learned that every rule should be created with respect by the human and taking.
So let's try, yes, we do make it more like tolerance. So we have the Colombian book.
Oh, Sebastian, look at this monkey, it's very funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, but monkeys can be dangerous.
Really? I don't believe you. They look very sweet.
Yes, but it is better not to get too close.
Okay, how many monkeys can you see?
Use one. Maybe the others are outside.
Did you know that monkeys are the fastest animals yeah.
I don't know about that.
Really? We that's what so
Do you reckon that monkeys like peanuts?
yeah, I bet I do.
Let's go and see more animals.
Yes. You were a safari or something. Oscar, yes. Okay, so remember, try to do some acting as well.
I think
Yep. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Hi guys, where are you?
at the Symphony Festival, a lot of people running everywhere.
And the boat, boat, boat,
The bullfighting.
bullfighting. Bullfighting festival to Oscar. Would you like to come?
Okay, where shall we meet?
Yeah, I am here there. I'm still in a taxi. Shall we meet in Main Square?
Yes, I'm here. Already waiting for you guys and well started. You'll will be
Bullfight.
bullfight.
Okay, Oscar, I will wait here with Rui.
I can see that with but some people won't let me in. Did you guys see the man who knocked down the door?
Well, yes, I'm close to him. Billy, would you like to participate in the bullfight? Bullfight.
No, wait, I'm going to watch from the back, balcony.
I like it here. This is the best.
Many people are with me.
We have to come back next year.
Yes, and we have to come so that we can speak together again.
Yeah, you can count on me to be here.
Okay, good. Yes. We're watching the bullfight. Good. Thank you. Next. Who would like to do next? And what's me? Okay. Yes. Sorry.
Hi everyone, hope you are all enjoying the tour so far. Now, on the left, you can see the pyramid of Egypt. Yeah. These pyramids are one of the largest man-made structures today. Well, more of these pyramids were built during the Old Kingdom and Middle Kingdoms of Egypt in the Jordan.
In the show us which year. When someone asks you when were they built, you should really give a time. In the 5th century BC, in the whatever. So I put there.
Okay.
Which year were they built? I know you said in the old ancient cities of Egypt. Which year really? Because if you ask when, you're gonna know a time. Especially with your tour guide, you have to give as much detail, you know. That's okay.
Hey guys, take pictures and then let's continue the tour on our camels. Come on.
I'll check your English. Let me just check the English. Make sure you upload first so I can check the English before. I'll just check the English. Did you upload the English so I can check it for you first? Did you put in Facebook? Yeah? Are you doing it now? Okay. But any other team? Did everybody go? I think. Okay. His team. Who was Adriano? Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So the last team. I saw your comment. Maybe I need to refresh. I'll just quickly check the English and then you can do it. 1 second. Actually good. Yeah, only a little bit, but that's good. Okay, so we have the last team, which is the last team, which is Santiago. We've got new character names, Fabio, Paulo, and Pedro.
No, I am Pedro.
Pedro is Italo. Gustavo, who are you? Gustavo is Fabio, and Santiago is Paulo. Okay, good. I like the changing character names. That's a good idea.
In future, we work in Hollywood. We work Brad Pitt take care. Each one.
No, we say
No. Brad Pitt. Yeah. My past. No. Brad Pitt is friendly.
oh, it's good. Okay.
Chris is friendly also. One time da Maria.
Okay, yes. Good.
It was a story about three friends who wanted to see places around Europe. Hi guys, let's plan our Euro trip. We can go anywhere we want. Okay, with Pedro, we should see everything with anyone and experience new culture.
Absolutely. Pablo, we have nothing holding us back. Let's start with something affecting, like hiding in the street or exploring the eastern edge of Prague. Then we can visit somewhere warm like the Amalfi Coast.
Sounds like a fun. Fabio, anybody up for trying some delicious local cuisine along the way?
Lovely. I shared fun. It's amazing everywhere in Europe.
Europe. Memories to cherish forever. And I can't wait for our adventure. Everybody back.
Yes. You're shaking you lucky. We sounded like we could travel Europe together. But I like how yeah, they know they're gonna have such a good time. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we have Jose, no worries. I hope you feel better. Rest and see you next time in class. And see you soon. I think Jose already left. Okay, so was that everyone? So in that case, let's continue with I won't continue with our book. We'll do that next lesson because we are quite in front. So let's actually watch some YouTube videos that I think can help with the grammar that we've learned. So today I'm going to show you some videos. We have the grammar that we've been learning. If I look back, let's go back to have to and can, because that was the first ones that we learned. Have to, can. So have to and can. Okay, this is a good video.
How to get the most of Grammarly free. And Kayla, on behalf of Grammarly, to tell you.
What is a modal? A modal is a word that comes before the main verb. A modal is a verb with extra meaning. The modal can is a modal of ability. Can means you are able to do something. For example, I can dance. I can ride a horse. I can use a computer. Modals are always followed by a base verb. A base verb
Santiago.
has a verb with no ending to it. A base verb has no S.
You want to finish the writing?
Or
Yeah. Finish? Yeah.
The base verb when someone is able to do something. I can cook. Ride a bike. When someone is not able to do something, yeah, it's short for it cannot speak. Subject. The base verb to ask if someone is able to do something. Can you go for it? Yes, I can. No. Play baseball? Yes, he can. No, can't. Can the children ski? Yes, they can. No, they can't. When speaking quickly, we often don't stress can. We pronounce can, positives. I can ski. You can sing. We stress can't in negative sentences. I can't swim. Ride a horse. We pronounce can as can in questions, but we stress over can, can't in short answers. And yes, yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes. Now you try. Listen and repeat. Yes, I can. I can't. Look at the images.
I like that video. Sometimes it's always easier to watch easy videos when you're helping with your language. I used to watch the same videos in Italian and Spanish. So that's why I picked the same ones. Okay, we'll do another one. Let's have a look. This is good. This one.
To explore. Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com. Hi everybody, my name is Laila. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the differences between must, have to, and should. I'm also going to talk quickly about the negative. I'm going to focus on comparing the very similar meanings. So, first, let's talk about must, must. In the negative, we say must not, must or must not. In British English, you may hear mustn't, must, but we don't really use it in America. We usually use must not, they want to use. So we use must and must not first for official rules. Official rules mean, for example, rules at a company or rules at school, rules at the airport, police, so law-related rules, like things that are related to your society. So official rules. We use must and must not to explain these rules. For example, passengers must show passports at immigration. Passengers must show passports at immigration. This shows it's an official rule. All passengers must show. They have a responsibility. It's the rule. Must. Formal rule. Must not then. Visitors must not wear shoes inside. Visitors must not wear shoes inside. So that means visitors must take their shoes off before coming inside. So must not wear shoes inside means not allowed. Prohibited. You may not allowed. So may not means it's like less formal than must not. Must not is much stronger. I'm not going to cover may. So must not is more formal. It sounds more rule-like. The second use of must and must not is for strong personal advice. Strong is the key here. I'm going to talk more about personal advice later in this lesson, but when you want to express strong personal advice, you can use must or must not. For example, like visiting a doctor's office or maybe some other health-related issue, something that's very important to someone's life. You can use must and must not to express advice in those situations. For example, you must stop smoking. You must stop smoking. So this might be advice, strong personal advice, or a very heavy smoker, someone who smokes a lot. You must stop smoking or you'll die. You must stop smoking or you're going to get much more sick. Another one. You must not forget to take this medicine. You must not forget this medicine. So that means you have a responsibility. It's very important to take this medicine. You must not forget to take this medicine. So we use this for strong personal. Strong is an important key word. We don't use must like everyday example. So official rules, strong personal advice. This is how we use must. Let's continue to the second point for this lesson. Have to. In the negative, don't have to. For different subjects, doesn't have to. In the negative. Positive. The same rules will apply to needs to. So let's look at how we use it. We use have to and the negative don't have to talk about responsibility. Responsibility. So this can mean school responsibility, work responsibility, like relationship responsibility, family responsibility. The things that we have some kind of obligation to do. So in many cases, we don't want to do these things, but there's some need, there's some responsibility. For example, I have to go to work. I have to go to work. Have to shows it's a responsibility. Have to go to work. She has to leave early. She has to leave early. She has a responsibility to leave early. He has to. So as I said, when she or he or it is the subject, we conjugate the verb. We change the verb from have to have. She has to leave early. These show a responsibility. So many learners ask, like, can I use must here? I must go to work. We must leave early. It's not grammatically incorrect to say must, I must go to work. But because we use must for official rules and for like strong personal advice, it sounds kind of strange to use must here. Like, I have to go to work. That's an everyday, regular responsibility. When we make like a sentence like, I must go to work, it sounds like there's a very like strong reason, or there's a very official reason to just go. So you might hear that in movies, like in epic, big scale, like fantasy stories. There's someone fighting a war. There's someone with a really big responsibility. They might say, go. In those cases, and when they're using like the old style of English, fine. But in everyday English, using I must before some of like your responsibilities sounds pretty strange. So I don't recommend it in most. If you want to sound funny, you could say something like, let's go to work. But in most cases, I would not recommend it. I have to go to work. Sounds much more natural. Or she must go, or she must leave earlier. It sounds way too formal. So please use this one. Talk about your everyday response. Now let's look at negative. So again, don't have to is like the I subject version. I don't have to, we don't have to, they don't have to. If your subject is he or it becomes doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He doesn't. So example, he doesn't have to come. He doesn't have to come. This means he has no responsibility. It's okay. He doesn't have to come. No responsibility. He can, but he doesn't have to. That's what this means. He doesn't have to come. Same thing here. We don't have to leave yet. But yet shows it's okay now. We don't have to leave yet. Later. We don't have to leave yet. Again, we can, but we don't have to. There's no responsibility there. So an important point about the negative with have to or need to is that when you make a negative with this pattern, make sure you're talking about a common or a regular responsibility. We use these patterns, we use this have to, this negative have to pattern for things that we can reasonably be expected to have a responsibility to do. So an example I have heard from students and learners is something like this. I don't have to drink alcohol at work. I don't have to drink alcohol at work. So for grammar, this sentence is correct. The sentence is grammatically perfect. There's no communication problem. It's a great sentence. But this sounds strange because for most people, drinking alcohol at work is not a regular responsibility. I mean, unless you're like a bartender or you're someone who works with alcohol, like a wine sommelier. But for most people, in this example, drinking alcohol at work is not a regular responsibility. So it sounds a little strange to say, I don't have to drink alcohol at work. We typically often regularly use have to in the negative, don't have to talk about our everyday responsibilities. So, like, I don't have to get up early on the weekend. I have no responsibility to do that on the weekend. Or if you have a holiday, I don't have to go to work today. That's a much more common way of using those. Please keep this point in mind. Make sure you are expressing a regular, like a reasonable expectation when you use the negative form. Okay, so with that in mind, let's continue to the last point for this lesson. The last point is about should. In the negative, it's should not, and we reduce should not to shouldn't. Should, not, and shouldn't. We use should and should not for general advice. This means everyday, regular life advice. So compare this to must and must not, which we use for very strong personal advice. In most cases, in everyday life, we use should. Talk about general advice, a suggestion, a recommendation. We use should. We do not use must to talk about that, unless for some reason, very, very strong. Example, You should go home. You should go home. You should go home. Or he should take a day off. He should take a day off. He looks stressed. So using must in these cases would sound strange because these are kind of everyday small suggestions like must go home. Sounds very serious. Or he must take a day off. Again, it sounds very serious. Why? So use should. Also, using have to in these cases kind of sounds a little strange too. If I use have to here, you have to go home. You have to go home. Why? Do I have a responsibility to go home? Kind of strange. Same thing here. He has to take a day off. Why? Maybe there's some company rule he has to take a day off. I don't know. But be careful. Make sure if you're giving just advice, your opinions, just use should. Of course, there are some cases where you can use have to in place of should to make a stronger recommendation. This is useful when you're giving like a restaurant recommendation. And it sounds like this. You have to try this restaurant. So that sounds more like it's than you should try this restaurant and you have to try this restaurant. Have to sounds stronger because it's like you're saying you have a responsibility to try this restaurant. You have to try this restaurant or you have to try this restaurant. Sounds a little stronger. If you're giving advice, like based on something you can see, or if you're trying to give someone like career advice, be careful with your use. So you have to show that you're putting responsibility. If you want, thank you.
Right now, look, remembering it again is only.
Okay. Let's look then at using should. As I said, we should not reduce it to should. We shouldn't talk about it. So we should we're talking very loudly and one person is like, didn't talk so loudly. So that's needed, right? We shouldn't talk so loudly. Another one, we shouldn't worry so much. We shouldn't worry. There's general advice. Don't worry. Shouldn't worry. So again, use something like must not sounds way too serious. Like we must not talk so loudly. It's for strong personal advice, so using must here sounds very strong. Same thing here. You must not worry so much. Again, very strange because this is a very strong sounding. Similarly, they have to here. We don't have to talk so loudly. That expresses lack of responsibility. We don't have to talk so loudly, but we can kind of be idea. So this doesn't sound natural. Same here. She doesn't have to worry. This could be used, perhaps she doesn't have to worry so much. Like you could say in, for example, a work situation, a colleague, coworker is worrying a lot. We want to express to your team member, he doesn't have to worry. In that case, maybe it's natural. But if you're giving general advice, you should. So keep this in mind. Should and should not for your general everyday advice for recommendations. Have to and don't have to for your responsibilities. Must and must not for official rules and for very strong personal advice. So I hope that this introduction to Team 3 expression helps you understand the differences and the different feelings and situations you see here. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to practice making some sentences with these, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Of course, if you like this lesson, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And check this out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things that can help.
Okay, so some other things. that we needed to learn, if you remember, it was with using something, nobody, anywhere. So this was where we had a lot of, this would be good to go back to these words. So let's start with, I like this one.
Hello. Is anybody home?
But this is the home that you grew up in. It looks so nice. But where is everybody? There doesn't seem to be anybody here.
You're right. There's nobody home. It seems everybody is out.
Did you tell me we were coming?
No, I didn't tell anyone. I just wanted it to be a surprise. Don't worry. They love surprises. Look, there's apple pie on the table. It looks yummy. I think Grandma has baked it. No one can bake a pie like Grandma. Hers are the best. Let's eat some. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day.
It was so delicious.
Would you like some more?
No thanks. I can't wait to break the house.
Okay, let's go. This was my room. There's nothing changed here. Everything is just the way I left it. That's my desk, where I used to study and do my homework.
It's really nice and cozy. I love it. Hey, I see someone in the backyard. I see your grandma.
Sorry, it's her. She's coming inside. And I can hear a noise downstairs. I think somebody came home. Let's go and see who it is.
Sure, you can surprise.
Hey, Robin, we haven't seen you for such a long time.
We didn't know you were coming. I didn't prepare anything special for today.
It's okay, Grandma. We're going to eat out a little later. You can prepare something special tomorrow.
Your hometown is so beautiful. Everything is so charming. Where you go, there's something interesting to see. There are lots of restaurants, books, and parks. I think anyone who comes here falls in love with this town.
Yes, there's always somewhere to go and something to do in this town.
Aren't there any shops anywhere around here where I could buy some souvenirs for my parents?
Yes, there's one nearby. Let's go.
Your parents are gonna love what I got for them.
Let's go now somewhere to eat, shall we?
That's a great idea. I'm starving.
This restaurant over here is my favorite one. Their meals are delicious.
But the restaurant is full. I'm afraid there is nowhere to sit.
There must be a free table somewhere. Look, over there. Good evening. Would you like to order?
Good evening. I'm not sure yet what to have. I want nothing heavy. Could you recommend something light?
Everybody loves our grilled chicken salad. It's very light and healthy.
Okay,
I'll have some lobster, please. I'm afraid there isn't any lobster left. I see. Then I'll have the grilled chicken salad too. Would you like anything to drink with your meal?
just some water, please.
And a cup of ginger tea for me, please. What's wrong? You lost something?
Where's my bag with the souvenirs? I think someone has stolen it from me.
Maybe you forgot it in the restaurant. Let's go and see. Hello again. My wife has lost her shopping bag and we were wondering if you found it in the restaurant by any chance. Let me check. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I've looked for it everywhere, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, on second thought, I think I forgot it on the bench in the park. Let's go there.
Look, there it is. How lucky is that?
Wow, I can't believe no one has taken it.
Is anything missing?
Everything is there. Nothing's missing. This town seems to be a really safe place.
That's what makes it so special. There's nowhere like my hometown.
Thanks for watching.
This, yeah, this video was great. So that video was great because it had all those words with a different combination. Sorry, let me go back. So that was one of my favorite. It was this one. So remember, we were looking at any, some, and no. And you put these in front of somewhere, anywhere, anyone. So that's how we do it. That was a really great video. Let's see one more. Let's find one more.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the difference between someone, everyone, and anyone, and somebody, anybody, and let's get started by looking at the meaning of these words, how we use them. Okay, let's begin with someone and somebody. You can remember, someone and somebody, anyone and anybody follow very similar rules as some. If you've seen a video on our channel, maybe you remember the rules I'm going to explain here. You can check that video for some extra information about them. So let's start with someone and somebody. We use someone and somebody in positive statements. So simple statement, not a question. When we make a positive statement, we use someone and somebody in that sense. We often use these two words with requests and in offers. So keep in mind, these are two categories of questions: a request question or an offer. Let's take a look at something here. First of all, there's someone at the office. So here I've chosen someone. There's someone at the office. This is a positive statement. So not a question, just a statement is a positive here. The next example, can you send someone to help me? Can you send someone to me? This is a request. So a specific type of question, a request question. Can you send someone to help me? The third example sentence is an offer. Would you like to talk to somebody? Would you like to talk to somebody? So here we have request, offer, positive statement. We can use someone or somebody in each of these examples. I've used someone, and somebody here. Actually, we can change each of these to the other choice. Both are fine in each of these examples. I'll talk more about the difference between one and buddy a little bit. For now, however, let's move on to the difference between anyone and anybody. Okay, so this is a key difference between someone and somebody. Anyone and anybody, this is used in negative statements. These are used in negative statements. Someone and somebody used in positive statements. So this follows the same rule as some and any. So in negative statements, and we use anyone and anybody in information questions. So that means that not requests, not offers, but you're looking for some kind of information. We use anyone and anybody in these cases. So let's look at a few examples. First, I don't think anyone is at the office. Don't think anyone is at the office. So here we use anyone because it's a negative. Here's my negative. It's in the do not. So not right here. This is my negative. Therefore, I use anyone. One more example sentence, a question this time. Has anybody seen my team yet? Here I've used anybody. I've used this because this is an information question. I'm looking for some information.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
It's not a request. It's not an offer. I shouldn't use someone, somebody. I need to use anyone or anybody. I'm looking for information. This third example sentence is the same. Why hasn't anyone returned my call? Here, anyone. And I'm looking for information. In this case, a why. This is a why question. So again, not a request, not an offer. I'm looking to find something new. I'm looking for information, so I can use anyone. Again, just as I talked about with someone and somebody, I can change this anyone, anybody, and anyone to the other word. It's fine to use the other word here. For example, anybody, anyone. Perfectly fine. Again, I'll explain more a little bit later. Remember, anyone and anybody. Someone, somebody is in positive. This is one key difference. And solar panels. The names are responsibly produced without the running cover is clear. It's happening now at the HQ. Okay, but let's move along now to everyone and everybody. Everyone and everybody, this is also kind of a different rule than someone and anyone. We use everyone and everybody to refer to all people related to a situation or related to a group. So this could mean a class, it could mean every person in an office, it could mean in a city, in a country. So it just depends on the group or the situation. We use this word when we want to talk about all people related to that group or related to the situation. So let's look at some examples. Okay, first one. Everyone in our class graduated. So here, everyone in our class graduated refers to all the people in our class. So everyone in that group of people. In this case, the group is the class. So all people in the class. Another example. It was great to see everybody at the reunion. So everybody here shows us again all people. And this could be a class reunion, it could be a family reunion, a company reunion. This just means it was great to see all the related people, so the people related to the situation at this reunion event. One more example is everybody had a great time. So here, everybody represents everybody in the situation, and maybe everybody who attended the event had a great time. Everybody who went to the party had a great time. This is quite a common expression after a session. So again, as we saw with the first two groups, we can actually change each of these words to the other word. So everyone can be replaced with everybody. Same thing here, everybody and everybody can be replaced with everyone. So I want to end this lesson with a quick introduction or a quick overview to the difference between these two entities. One and buddy. What is the difference here? Really, one, the words that end in one, someone, anyone, and everyone, they sound more formal than the words that end in buddy. You can actually use these interchangeably. Interchangeably means you can mix and match. You can choose which one you prefer. So that means the meaning is the same, like their purpose is the same. It's just up to us to choose. So why would we do this? Why would we choose one word and not the other word? You can choose according to the syllable. You remember, syllable is the number of beats. A syllable is a beat of a word. So for example, somebody, somebody, three, someone, only two syllables. This is important when you are writing, especially like writing poetry, writing lyrics for music, or maybe you're trying to write an essay, for example. We are listening for which word sounds nice to our ears. So sometimes the word somebody sounds nice, sometimes the word someone sounds better. So it's up to us, meaning we can decide, we can choose which word we prefer to use. So you just have to listen and feel which you prefer. There's no difference in meaning, it's just based on preference and a little bit of formality. So I hope that this lesson helps you understand the differences between these words a little bit. As I said, if you want some more information about the difference between some and any, you can search the YouTube channel. Of course, if you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good English study tools. Thanks very much for watching this lesson, and we will see you again. Bye.
Okay. And we'll watch one more. So this is all the grammar for all the grammar that we've learned in this unit. So we'll watch one more.
Want to speak real English?
This is good.
The words everything, something, anything, and nothing are indefinite pronouns. We use these words to refer to things. We use singular verbs after all these words. For example, everything is ready for the party. Something smells like rotten meat. There is nothing wrong with the engine. Is anything the matter? We can use everything, something, anything, and nothing as the subject or as the object of a sentence. For example, he pushed the button but nothing happened. I know nothing about football. She did everything to save their marriage. Everything is processed by computer. Everything. Everything means all things. When everything is a subject, we use it with a singular verb. For example, everything is packed and we are ready to leave. We can use everything to refer to a particular situation or life in general. Is everything all right? Did everything go smoothly? Everything is fine. Everything can mean the most important thing in your life. He says money isn't everything. My family is everything to me. Your friendship means everything to me. Something. We use something to refer to a particular thing that is not exactly known or stated. We don't usually use something in negatives and questions. For example, I need to talk to you about something. There's something in my shoe. Give me something to do. I'm bored. We can use something to show that the description or amount that we are giving is not exact. This drink tastes something like lemon. She weighs something between 50 and 60 kilograms. He earns something around $50,000 a year. Anything. We use anything instead of something in negatives and questions. I don't know anything about this. Did you notice anything strange? Is there anything in the bag? She hardly ate anything. We can use anything to refer to a thing when it does not matter which. For example, they'll eat almost anything. Now you can do anything you want. Nothing. Nothing means not anything or no single thing. We don't use a negative verb in a clause with nothing. For example, there was nothing in the drawer. I turned the key, but nothing happened. Nothing would make him change his mind. We can use nothing on its own in short answers. What's that in your hand? Nothing. We can use nothing but to mean only. For example, he's nothing but a thief. He'll need nothing but a miracle to pass this test.
Okay, I think that's the end.
Get ready to sleep well and much.
So that was really good grammar about all the grammar that we learned this week, and we still have more. So next lesson, we're going to be looking at doing a questionnaire. That means that we make questions for people about something. And then we'll be also looking at doing becoming tour guides ourselves. So we're going to write and show how we can become tour guides and suggest to people places and things to see. So that's all next lesson. So remember, this whole week, it's been about, we've been talking about tourists. So it's been about places and tourists, suggesting, giving people our ideas, what we think. We learned different ways to say it, you know, how about, what about, should, can, could, so all those ways. So don't forget all that we learned, and we'll keep continuing. So I'll see you all tomorrow. And good night. Yes, to Andres too, and Julian, and see you all tomorrow. Bye. You're welcome. Bye. See you. Good night, guys. Have a good night.